up, people? I don't know if you caught our last episode. We made our DIY log stop. We made an extra log stop for the mill, a third one. So we got that on here now. We're gonna test that out today. We got some pretty big cedars. This one I got on there now, it's about 12 foot long. I'd say 18 inches at the end, but I got some pretty big cedars too I want to show you. So I got these cedars right here. Man, they're huge. They're like 24 inches. They're big. This one's got a bad crotch right in the center. It's kind of twisted, but I don't know what we can get out of it, but that'll be some pretty board, maybe a good mantle. But these things are huge. They've been sitting on the ground for about 20 years. I was saving these and I didn't want to cut them for regular projects, but I wanted to save them for something special. But the more they sit on the ground, the more, the worse they're gonna get. So we figured maybe we go ahead and pull these down here and start cutting them up. So this one's right at 23 inches. So they're pretty big. Both of them are about the same size. One's quite a bit longer. But like I say, you can see this big hole right in the center of this one. I don't know what we'll be able to get out of there, or if something might be living inside that thing. The other one's pretty solid all the way through. They're about 20 foot long. This one's a little bit longer. We're gonna cut these up and see what we can get out of them. We're gonna start off cutting this log here. This one's also an old one. It's about 18 inches on the end and gets down to about 13 or 14 on the top side. But this one's been on the ground a while too. You can see it's got moss growing on it. I don't know how hollow it is or anything else. It looks pretty solid. Once we get to cutting into it, we'll find out what we got. It may surprise us. It may be some really pretty wood. I think it's gonna be. Y'all comment below and tell me what you think. This one's sitting kind of off the mill right in the middle. I don't know if you can see the gap underneath there. It's got a funky end on it, but it's sitting pretty level. So I think we're gonna start off cutting it just like it is. I was trying to think of a way to roll it over where I can get the best cuts off of it. I wanted to kind of roll it flat there and get maybe some kind of slab off the end here, but I don't know. I'm gonna roll it around and look at it and see what I can get out of it or how I can cut it. But I like how it's sitting right now. It's sitting pretty flat. So this is how we got it set up. That third backstop we made sure is helping. We jacked this end up and we rolled it flat here. So we're gonna see if we can get kind of a slab out of the top here or maybe get straighter wood, I don't know. We'll see what we can get out of it this way. Too bad. Pretty nice looking log. It looks solid so far. I see some soft spots in here, and cedar's known to get this stuff in here. I think it's where some of the yellow wood starts to rot. But other than that, it's looking pretty solid so far. We got to cut a little more into it and see what we can get. Well, this is not looking so hot to start. This end right here is pretty rough. It's real soft. Got some rotty spots in it. This end down here looks fine though. We're gonna continue cutting into it and see how bad it gets or how good it gets. We're gonna try to go ahead and square this thing up. Oh boy, I don't think we're gonna get much out of this one. That whole center's rotted out, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it one more time and see what I get out of this top section. Looks like we got a few inches, maybe 4 to 6 inches of something we may be able to get some studs or something out of, or some Cedar 2x4s. If not, it's just we're sawing this one for fun. Folks, I gotta say, that's the worst cedar I've ever cut in my life. That thing was nothing but trash. I may have one decent board out of this, one by, which I'll still have to cut down because all the ends are rotted. But man, it's just a pile of trash. That's all this tree is. I've never seen one this bad in my life. Like, this is the absolute worst you can ask for in a cedar. Look at that. It's just, man, look at that crap. This thing is just nasty.
It's mulch.
But what I did do is I decided to cut it in 1/2-inch sheets by 10-inch. I do have a project I need some cedar shingles for. And some of these, well, parts of these will work out good. Obviously, I got to cut it up and, you know, put it on the miter saw and get what I can out of it. But I do have to cut more, and I figure I might as well try to get a few out of this thing. I think I might be able to get a few. I don't know. This thing's pretty trashed. We made some sawdust, though. Look at that. Nice, pretty red sawdust. I think this stuff's going to be a food for the chipper when we get it running. That's what it's going to be. Man, sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose them. This one was definitely a loser. We're going to take a little break and go find some food, and then we'll get back down here and get on those big logs. Big one. Well, we got it on here. I had to cut a couple of feet off to make it fit on the mill. Yeah, she looks nasty. We'll see how well she cuts. This is pretty big on here. It's not even against this backstop over here, so I got to do a little bit of adjusting. But yeah, it's a big one. Hopefully the inside looks better than that last log we had. Kind of hollow.
Yeah.
All kind of hollow. Yeah, it's kind of rotted out.
Bad.
Afraid this tree's not going to get a whole lot. Maybe once we're past that crotch right there, we'll have some decent wood, but it ain't looking too great. I didn't have high hopes for this log anyway, just because of that big crotch. It's so far in, so deep down, and hopefully it don't have any rocks or metal or anything in it. But I didn't have high hopes for this anyway, but I did want to cut it because it is a giant cedar and it's pretty. Square it off and see if there's any wood hidden in there somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
Get that inside there.
Yeah.
Probably stunk in there or something.
Who knows what's in there? A bear might be living in there as big as that hole is. Oh my gosh.
Well, folks, that's pretty nasty. I hate to say it, but we might not get a whole lot out of this thing. With that hole there and that hole up there, I don't know what we're gonna get. Maybe out the very bottom we might get a few boards. I really don't know what to do with this. Well, this tree right here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the flag in on. It's got about 2 foot of good wood on the end here, maybe 3 foot of good solid wood. I may come back and cut it later. I might try to cut some shingles out, but even this end has a hole in it, so I'm sure once I get down to that center, it's not gonna be any good. This side looks great, but I know another inch or 2 into that wood, and it's gonna turn into that right there, so I think I'm just gonna call it on this one and throw this into the side, and because I don't think we're gonna get, I mean, this thing is so nasty. It's just, look at that. Almost knocked a hole in it on my hand. It's hollow. Well, that's 2 duds today.
I'm glad we didn't get to the third tree.
Yeah, that third one is something else.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to jinx that third one.
You know, now I'm kind of wondering if I even need to cut this thing. It might make some good driveway posts or something the way it sits. Cut it in half. And, I mean, it looks solid. It didn't have holes down the center. It looks good. Yeah, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut this one up, and not today. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with it because I don't know yet. I'm probably gonna cut it in half. I mean, look at that. That's a nice burrowed crotch there. It don't have any holes in it or nothing. It was solid. This is the one I made a big bar top out of on the side, and that bar top was solid. If we got all the solid wood out of it at that time or not, I don't know. But when we throw this on the mill, we'll find out. I'm just defeated for the day with all these big logs and no wood out of them. Maybe some of you guys can comment down there and tell me what you think I ought to do with this big log. Right now it's about 20-something foot long, 22 foot long, 24 inches on the ends. Tell me what you think I ought to do with it, because I'm not sure yet. I hate to throw it on there and get another mess, but I think that one's solid. But I hadn't decided what I want to do with it, so comment below. Tell me what you think. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry we didn't get any good boards for you today. We got a bunch of junk cut, so.
This is part of it too. We're just being real here. It's not always perfect lumber or perfect trees.
No, it's a pretty cant from a distance.
It smells good. It smells like cedar.
That's right. Well, leave us a like and subscribe to our channel if you hadn't already, and we'll be cutting that big tree up next. Like I said, please comment, let us know what you think we should do with it, and we'll get it on the mill and cut it next.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Y'all come back now, you hear?